Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? My name's Bernard Chang. I'm joined here with special guest Sean Chen. I don't think you guys can hear him. So we're gonna do some drawing tonight. We're gonna do some. What else? Hey, Crispy, how you doing? Gonna be doing some maybe flipping through. I was cleaning out my studio a little bit. I found some books I thought maybe we flip through. Some cool things, a couple cool comics. And then I found some more sketchbooks to give away. But then, again, join here with Sean, my buddy Sean Chen. Make sure you give him a follow. Sean Chen Art on Instagram. Crispy, welcome. Hope you're staying safe. It's a lockdown situation in Crispy in Melbourne. Let's see. Instagram.com/Sean Chen Art. Yes. Okay. And then today we're going to be midway through. This will probably be an hour and a half stream. Got some giveaways, some sketchbooks. Boulevard sketchbooks. And then at the end of the stream, I think Mr. Chen has also done an piece of artwork for us. Let me, Sean, did you email or text it to me? Okay, let me email it to me. Crispy, how you doing? We got both Crispies on. Very nice. Let's see the birds. Birds out. What they're eating. Oh, Sean, are you sure you want to give this away? This is a really nice piece. All right. You sure you don't want to? We should have somebody do an auction for it or something. Let me how do I airdrop? I gotta save this. Save image. Airdrop it onto my Mac. Accept. Let me put this bad boy up here. Get a image. Let me find this bad boy. How's everybody doing tonight? We got the Saturday stream done, but we were trying to do it again yesterday, but we were unsuccessful. Hopefully, we're still working on some audio issues, and so Sean is kind of like a co-host slash partner in crime slash. Did you name this image, Sean? Oh, yeah, Weapon X movie. Yep. Okay. All right, here we go. Ooh, it's too big. How big is this piece? That's a nice Weapon X. Wow, we're on the same wavelength, because look at this. Alright, found this, dug out this Weapon X comic here from the Barry Windsor Smith. So nice, nice, very good. Okay, what do we have here? We have the whole gang back tonight. Why High? Is it Why High or Why He? I was watching the Jim Lee stream, and I think he said Why He. Why High? Yeah, so let's see. This is a really nice piece, Sean. I'll put this. Let me keep this right here. That way people can look at it. This area is usually dead. Yeah, so Weapon X, this book, Barry Windsor Smith. This was did he write this also, or he wrote it? Yep, wrote it. Jim Novak, letterer, wrote it and drew it. Barry also had a particular kind of unique sense of coloring. Terry Cavanaugh, inker, editor. Tom DeFalco was the editor-in-chief at the time. Mark Powers and Kelly Corvise, assistant editors. Mark was my editor. I did a brief X-Men run, cable run, at Marvel in the mid to late 90s. Wei? Oh, okay. Wei Hi, Ni Hao. We're gonna create another profile name, Wei Hi Ni Hao, and then that'll be like a separate. That'll be your doppelganger. Yeah. So I mean, there's some really beautiful stuff in here. Barry Windsor Smith always has a very poetic sense of storytelling. When you get to some of these shots with Wolverine. Have you ever, Sean, have you seen the originals? Were you privy to seeing some of these originals? Are they 11 by 17 or are they actually bigger than that? I have a feeling that he's... Yeah. Oh yeah, wow. Yeah, there's a feeling that sometimes he's drawing like maybe magazine size or, like much larger than a traditional 11 by 17. I mean, this book too, when it gets later on in the story, when he's fighting all the people, all the soldiers, just the amount of line work detail. Yeah, so if you guys like comics, I would heavily recommend Weapon X, Barry Windsor Smith. Yeah, you see, he goes off, and like, some of these shots are just iconic. I think it's like a slow. What do you think, Sean? I feel like he has a Barry Windsor's sense of storytelling is like almost stuff happening in slow motion. Yeah, this page right here, full page splash. You can see all this stuff where it's slashing up people, and then here's other soldiers that are kind of dead, and then here's one guy that's kind of injured, crawling away. Coincidentally, this design of the outfit for these henchmen or these soldiers, very similar to Hardcore later on at Valiant, with the piping on the sides and the shoulders. This was the Hardcore outfit. Yeah, and Wolverine is like nude throughout this entire, or the majority of the entire episode, right? So every shot he's some kind of these things are covering up his genitals. because he's supposed to be like an animal, right? Like a unhinged, at the core, animalistic instincts of a human being. Just a deadly killer. Yeah, so I remember, and even these last scenes, wow, this was just... How many times do you see only pure vertical panels? Right? And this is a nice... You have a little horizontal cap in the beginning. Vertical panels throughout. He's up top, sliding down. Mid-size, bigger, but then this here, we're kind of turning, he's turning away from us. So he's walking towards us and turning away. Smaller. As the figure goes up, your eye has to go through this maze of snow to then come back down to the reality, moment of reality. I mean, this is just poetry. This is just beautiful. You know, there's a lot of talk about moving the eye, but also how you compose a particular panel or page. You know, the figure's moving up. Typically, the action is moving up, but at the same time as you're reading it, this whole moment, this section here, is just so peaceful and silent, but also there's more and more snowflakes or snow particles coming down. As you come back down, there's the fire and then the hand, and it's almost a nice capper. Anything you want to add to this, Sean? Oh, what was this? Was it in the beginning or towards the end? I don't remember. Somewhere with the doctor, right? This is the first one. Yeah. So it's the very first page. He alludes to Experiment X, but then the X and the men, X-Men. Yeah, and this layout too, this is something that I would not recommend beginning artists or storytellers to do. But Barry has a way of pulling things out that are... Welcome to the stream, Monkey You God. I would say that, Seagram's Canadian whiskey... Was Crown Royal out back then? But Seagram's, I guess, is a Canadian whiskey. I don't know. It's a Canadian distillery. Yeah. Another book. Let's see, Winterman. This is issue 3 of 8. This just happened to be on top of the Weapon X book. This is our buddy John Paul Leon. This was written by Brett Lewis, colored by Dave Stewart. Jared Fletcher is the letterer. Christy Quinn was the editorial assistant, and Alex Sinclair was the editor. Wow. Special thanks to Mark Pennington. Yeah, JP's drawing. You got shots like this. Camera is moving back and forth, in and out. Framing of the sequences. There's a lot of dialogue in Winterman. Sometimes too much. I mean, for me, when I'm drawing comics, one of the golden rules is, my golden rules is to draw it as if there were no word balloons. Don't be relying upon word balloons to tell the story. The dialogue is icing on the cake. 1 second here, let me let these guys out. Come on out. There is an opportunity to win something if they both land on my shoulder, but it's getting late at night. Yeah, you got setups. These are all traditional pencil pen, ink on paper, scanned in. Colors are of course digital, but beautiful. I mean, this is Mr. Joshua, welcome to the stream tonight. We were just flipping through some comics. We were looking through Weapon X earlier. That was Winterman. This one I found. This is Clement. I never remember how to pronounce his last name. Clement Saoud. This guy I met. Come on, birdies. I might have to take them downstairs. But Clement is no longer with us. Yeah, he passed away many years ago. This was published in... This is a personal sketchbook, so he doesn't have a... Hey. My name's in this. Nice. I think this might have been 2006, 2007, 2008. This was shortly before he passed away. I believe he died of, I think it was cancer. It was a while ago. I don't remember. But Clement was one of the most talented guys I knew. He could draw tech, he could draw people. A lot of these were designs that he did, sketches. This happened to be Iron Man toys. Sean, we mentioned last time at the last stream, was an industrial design major at Carnegie Mellon. And Sean, did you ever want to design toys, or as a industrial design major, were you more interested in perhaps designing products like, I don't know, phones? Mostly products. I mean, how far did you get with your product design before you decided to put everything into the comic book basket? Especially when you're designing toys. Yoji said that, drawing tech isn't for everyone. And that's true. Drawing tech is also, you need to have a sense of three-dimensionality, scale. When you're also designing toys, I spent some time designing like toys for Burger King, for those kids meals. I did that for like a summer, and those were probably a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, they're not as intricate as some of these that Clement did. Wow, these are like, you look at this. This is an action toy set. Even the setting of the Iron Man sitting on the pedestal, the three-dimensionality feeling of it, these kind of handlebars with some kind of engine or mechanical mechanism with these bolts, the rivets. It feels like maybe if you could pull these, this middle pedestal can move up. All of these things are, you have to have it in your head. You have to see this kind of stuff. And then you have to be able to render it so that other people can understand. I mean, a lot of it is translation. You can have ideas in your head, but if you're unable to translate them in a visual format, sometimes some of that stuff gets lost. So, yeah, Sean mentioned that JP in the Winterman, he had to finish the, I think the last issue or two, because the writer disappeared. That's sometimes, you gotta. And I remember we were talking about this kind of stuff, and he's like, "What is he gonna do? He's gonna, they should bring in another writer, but not gonna bring another writer because him and the writer had established a particular kind of relationship already. To bring someone else in would not capture the same flavor." And I think most of John Paul's friends are like, "Look, just finish writing it yourself. You know the characters, you know the story. You've been telling the story for 6-7 issues already, 5-6 issues. Just finish it. You can do it." And was really proud that John Paul was able. These are like guns or scanners, things that were opening up. You kind of see how he feels like, Clement is like, this can open up. This piece can also rotate. There's a secondary vent system underneath. Also, it could open and expose into 4 parts. This is all fun stuff too. Designing is probably the most fun aspect. A lot of times when you're designing stuff and you're drawing, like, you draw it out and then maybe it doesn't work. But part of that's the whole process is you don't know what it is. And even if it's not what you want after you draw it out, you can still, it starts defining the outside of what the inside is. And just looking at the handle, he has like different nuts and bolts, but placements of them, the trigger mechanism remain similar. But, it's a lot of this is just sketching and drawing, but without developing the skill set of seeing and drawing 3D objects, this is very difficult. This was also done before SketchUp or anything else. These are all drawings straight out of his head and hand. This was, again, I think, pre-2000, 2008, 2009, maybe 2010, I don't know. I gotta look back at my calendar. And of course, character designs. Yeah. He had a very nice pencil line. Very delicate. It looks like as if he's drawing a lot of these things almost on a feather touch. Some of it is almost as if he's seeing it, but he's just tracing the image in his head with the pencil. Even some of these helmets. Yeah. Beautiful work. And again, of course, look at these environments. This cockpit. Even in the details here, you got like a headphones hooked up to some kind of latch. There's some other systems with knobs. You feel like you can flip a bunch of these things on, and even the shifter has particular nudges so that you have to move it up and down. These are beautiful. There's vents, keyboards. Even the bottom of the, I don't know if, can you guys see this or is it too dark? See, like even the bottom of the floor, there's grills. It's not just a flat thing. Every surface had a particular texture and flair to it. Yeah. I think the book in part was delayed, going back to Winterman. Mostly because of the issue with the disappearance of a particular participant in the creation of the book. All right. Let's see. Yeah, you look at some of this stuff. He had a particular sensibility to guns and mechanisms. It's very clean. Some of the designs for weaponry or machinery. Even the handles, he obviously liked to do the diagonal connected handles on the rifles. This kind of a theme is in a lot of the weaponry that he designed. So everybody has a particular flair, or maybe for this project, that was the feel. But that's also a sensibility, to have weaponry or machinery that's almost as if it was carved out of one bigger piece. Says something about that era, about those characters, about that universe, about that world. Whereas if you were to look at something that's kind of pieced together, has a different flavor. The Star Wars Han Solo gun was pieced together with a couple different props, and but when you look at something like this, there's a different sensibility. This is almost would be like an Imperial stormtrooper would carry something like this, as opposed to a rebel. The rebels were cobbling together tech to fight against the Empire, whereas the Empire had this military-industrial complex to build all their equipment. Okay. So we know we got this. Got this up in next sketch to give out later. All right. Where are we in 28 minutes in? Let's do a quick sketch. Should I attempt to draw the Spider-Man again? It's extremely difficult to draw a full figure and talk at the same time. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I think maybe I should just draw. I was thinking about drawing maybe Optimus Prime or like a Transformer. I was watching, I guess there's a new animated Transformer series on Netflix, where they take kind of the old 1980s, late 80s, mid to late 80s design of the original Transformers, but it's all done in 3D CG with a heavy, how would you call that? I mean, there's like a lot of intense detail on the textile surfaces, the metal surfaces. You can kind of see the almost like a gunmetal, scratch metal. There's a lot of battle worn damage. The characters are kind of the original boxy ones, not the ones in the movies, with Shia LaBeouf, and I don't know if they used the same voice actors. They sound like the voice actors from before. They even have the same transformation effects, when they were like go between transform between the truck mode and then the robot mode or whatever. But I got through, I think, 4 episodes. I think it's a 6-episode series. The writing is like, I'm watching and I'm like, man, Optimus Prime is not a very good military leader, or even a strategist, because, and also things just happen out of coincidence. Megatron's there, and then all of a sudden, as he walks away, seemingly into the shadows, then Optimus Prime shows up by himself, and then Megatron comes back. And Megatron didn't seem like that bad of a guy at first, He was almost had his hand forced into his position. So same guy, Crispy said that they use the same voice guy for Optimus. Yeah, that guy, he must have some, like really big balls, because he has a really extremely deep voice. And also to have maintained that voice all these years, too. So yeah, Optimus originally wasn't a military robot. He was a peace-loving, naive young bot named Orion Pax. Right. I used to read the Transformers comic book too from Marvel Comics. Some of the first comics that I started collecting, G.I. Joe and Transformers, and because those were the toys that I was playing with, and those were the cartoons I was watching. And then those books got me into the comic book store, where then I discovered like X-Men, Alpha Flight, Spider-Man we already knew, Batman we already knew, but X-Men at the time wasn't extremely like mainstream in terms of popularity. Everyone knew Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Hulk, Iron Man maybe a little bit. I mean, Iron Man you knew about, but it wasn't like as well known as it is today. But yeah, so G.I. Joe was a great comic book series, yeah. So the Decepticons blew up the Orion Pax, and is that from the comic book series, or is that from the TV show, or is that from the movie? Because they also did, I think, like 2 feature films in that particular style of the TV animated show. Okay, that's from TV show. All right, yeah. And then the only other complaint I had about the Netflix show was whenever they're inside of the Autobot Ark, I think that's what it was called, like the big ship, their base ship. When they're like walking around the hallways seem so big and sparse that the small Autobots, it didn't seem like there were that many Autobots. And I felt like they could have maybe made the hallways a little bit more narrow or smaller, so that, and then maybe littered a little bit more Autobots along the side. Because Optimus is walking around the hallway, and there's all these injured Autobots on the side, and it's like, it's such a big space, and the robots, the Autobots look so small that it doesn't. I guess on one hand, you could say that the intent was that their numbers are dwindled. There's not a lot of Autobots left, but I feel like maybe they could have had some, like a robot arm or a robot torso, or like, junk parts just lying around, showing that they're really trying to patch stuff. And also maybe even holes in the walls of the arc, of the hallway, that they've resorted to repurposing parts of their home base to patch up their surviving Autobots. But those are all like super wish list things. I'm sure in the course of production, budget, timeline, some of those other factors kind of came into play. Yoji said in the 80s film they killed Optimus and a bunch of other robots because they needed a new series of toys. Was it the Ark? That was the base ship? I don't know, maybe. Crispy said he also did the sound for the other famous film Predator, Alien. Yes, yeah. So that guy is pretty popular. The guy that does the voice of Optimus Prime. So let's see if I were to draw. But the amount of detail that they had, because you built everything 3D, so you can really zoom in, move the camera angles around, even get details of the face and the armor. It was very impressive, and still very enjoyable. It's very, I mean, just amazing just to watch and look at. The guy who did Megatron's voice, was it the same guy? I guess it wasn't the same guy that did Megatron's voice. Maybe I'll do Megatron. Let me do Megatron. Everybody does Optimus. Let me do Megatron. Let's do a bad guy. All right. Let's do a bad guy. And here we are again with the eraser. No more than a couple strokes in. And gotta erase. I'm gonna make his head a little bit bigger. Ooh, Leonard Nimoy, Galvatron. I think in the comic book too, they timed a lot of the comic books with the release of the toy. So I remember, I think it was like around, I don't know, I'm assuming it was around like Christmas or something. And they in the comic book they announced the storyline, or they had they debuted the storyline of Shockwave, right? Shockwave was I think in the story, ultimately going to replace Megatron. He was another gun, but he was like a more high-tech gun, whereas Megatron was like a Walther PT, like that German gun. But yeah, Shockwave was supposed to be like this new badass leader of the Decepticons. And then the Jetfire story. The Jetfire story was pretty cool. I mean, Jetfire really is like, it was a Robotech transformer. At least the toy came out to be like the Robotech Valkyrie. And but then in the animated cartoon, that's how he was drawn also. But Jetfire wasn't there early on. He showed up like mid-season or midway through, and then I'm trying to find an image of like Megatron's face. There's a couple different. And I always thought that was kind of cool because he was a Decepticon, but then he realized that the Decepticons were no good, that they were evil. He had like a sense of honor, and but I ended up getting it anyways. But I recognized that it was the Robotech Valkyrie. I think Robotech had been out also, but not. It was not very popular. At some point, Robotech, the third season where the Southern Cross came out, that was kind of popular. Have you guys seen that Netflix show, The Toys, what is it called? The Toys something, where I talk about the history of all your favorite toys. Yoji, like, I think Yoji, you should, like, write a book or something, because you seem to have, like, a lot of knowledge. Sean, were you a G.I. Joe or Transformers kid growing up? Or by then you were already into your motorcycle? Motorcycle riding days. Teenage Sean, 14, 15. Did you wear a white t-shirt with a pack of cigarettes rolled up on the sleeve? I've never drawn a Transformer. And also when I was a kid, even though I drew a lot of stuff, I never really drew Transformers. I did draw ships though, like Star Wars, Star Trek, the Enterprise. At some point when Next Generation came out, I think I was in junior high, high school, 10th grade, 9th or 10th grade. Star Trek Next Generation came out. There was another friend that was really into it, along with me, and we designed our own USS. I forgot the name of my version of the USS, whatever. And even drew those. One of my favorite things was the cutouts of the saucer section, where you can see the crew, the rec centers. Speed Racer. Yeah, I caught some Speed Racers too when I was a kid. When I was in Taiwan too, actually, Speed Racer was out already. But I think I mostly caught it in the States in the 70s, late 70s. And the surprising thing now, like if you look back at Speed Racer, like man, a lot of people died in Speed Racer. Like those car crashes, like infernos. Like nowadays, you know, the G.I. Joes, I think we mentioned this in a previous stream, G.I. Joes, A-Team, Transformers, nobody really, like no humans really died. Even in G.I. Joe, even though they're shooting at each other all the time, there always seems to be somebody, a Cobra guy parachutes out of his tank. How do you parachute out of a tank? I don't know, but yeah, Speed Racer. A lot of people, a lot of car crashes, a lot of deaths. Nice view of yeah, Robotech. I love Robotech. Especially the third installment where they had the bikes. There was actually a character named Bernard. Not because of Scott Bernard, but not because of the name, but really, I mean, I just love the bike. How the bike, I thought, wow, the bike transforms into an armor. You know, before it was like armor for like a human soldier, and it was I think that what they had returned to Earth, but the Earth had been pretty much destroyed, or I don't really recall the specifics, but I thought the jets were cooler because they also had seemingly they had like an add-on. I got actually one of the toys back here. Let's see. And the Starscream, well, also back to the Netflix Transformers show, the Starscream guy sounded similar. I mean, that's a voice you don't forget, right? Starscream guy, I think is the same guy. Starscream guy is the same guy that did Cobra Commander. I don't know, similar. Like super annoying. Reflex point, I don't remember that. Scott Bernard and his constant ranting about the reflex point. I mean, I'm not doubting you. I just remember the bike, really. And then I think there was like a female. Was there like a female soldier too that also had a bike? Or am I making that up? But yeah, that Netflix show. I'd like to watch the ending. I'm kind of guessing I know the ending already. Crispy, you're heading out? All right, man. Thanks for hanging in there. I'll catch you next time. Stay safe. Crispy, catch you next time. Thank you. Oh. Should we give something away for Crispy? Sean, did you think of yourself as a Racer X or a Speed Racer guy? And then what are your thoughts about the movie that came out? You a big fan of the movie? The live action movie? Which I haven't actually seen. But mixed reviews. I always thought like Megatron had a gun on his shoulder. No? The gun was on his arm. That is true. Tommy Lee Edwards, another buddy of ours from the Boulevard. Although, is Tommy still in the Boulevard? Is Tommy the David Lee Roth of the Boulevard? Or the Sammy Hagarth? Because he is now with the Essential Sequential guys. But we're also not doing anything, so... Alright. Let's see if I can wrap this drawing up quick today. See the logo. I wonder if there's a third faction. Was there a third faction in the Transformers storyline? You got Autobots. Dinobots. Dinobots. Is that a third faction? And then, almost as if like Green Lantern had Green Lantern, Yellow Lantern, and then they had the Rainbow. Then they came up with red, blue, and then if you combine all the colors, it became white. And there was Black Lantern. So were there other factions in the Transformers storyline? Because if you watch it, the first episode, Bumblebee's in it. But Bumblebee is not an Autobot. Because the Dinobots were just like old versions, right? They just happen to be older. Right. Let's go into this. Alright, birdies. You guys can go down. You don't have to wait for Daddy. Still going very light with the pencil here. Unless you can count the quintessence. Who are the quintessence? Headmasters. Because there was also the Constructobots, right? That was like a whole thing where they were like all construction. And then I guess another gripe I have, maybe not a gripe, but I've always felt like with stuff like this, like Megatron's holding court at Decepticon headquarters, and he's sitting on kind of like a throne. And I feel like if you're a robot and you can transform into things, and that's like second nature to you, why would you need to be sitting down somewhere, right? I mean, sitting down, I guess, is like a human or organic, like a car. Would a car be sitting down? A car is just already so like obviously they're trying to mimic humans, or but what would be like another like what would be another Alright guys, I'm gonna have to take a break here. I'm gonna put the birds, I'm gonna take them downstairs and put them in the cage so they can go to sleep. So give me a little bit of be right back.
Come here, my man. Come here. Where's your brother? Come here, baby. There we go. Yeah. There we go, baby. Let's go. Come on. Come on. You're a good boy. Come on. Come on.
All right, what did I miss? What did I miss? So that was the Sean Chen 15-minute show. Oh. Crispy Papa, are you going to sleep? It's like pretty late your time. 3:12, 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's give something away. Let me get this wheel going. All right. Let's give away this Boulevard number 3 sketchbook. Boulevard number 3 sketchbook. Let's see who wants to qualify for this. If you're on the stream, type something please in the chat box area. Otherwise, it's going to be the same guys vying for the same prizes. I should just wait to send everything out if the same people are going to be winning. Oh, right, yeah. Butthead was playing around. He didn't want to go in the cage, but finally tricked him. I used my human intellect to trick those birds to get inside their cage. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Spin wheel. Spin wheel. Spin wheel. There we go. Alright, spin wheel. Give away a Boulevard number 3. This book features the Walter Simonson. It's the Rashomon story. Walter drew 2 pages for us. Did a kind of a quickie layout. We wrote down a script. We had each designed. Tommy designed the girl. JP designed the room. I designed the guy. Trevor did cop 2, and Sean, what did you do? Sean did cop 1. Was that Danny Aiello? And then Walter drew this piece, full-page splash, with the word balloon. What the hell happened here? All these different elements: cell phone, pills, some kind of machine, laptop, I don't know, table, suitcase, table, wires, pencils, broken window, this little toy thing. And then from that we had to piece up our own 4-page story. So don't want to give anything away, but fun. And then let's see, you can see a picture of Mr. Chen and myself. Alright, anybody else new today? We're going with the same people. We're just going to set this up. I'm just going to spin until one of the people here wins. Because that way I just keep everybody. Or should I delete? I just delete it. I just delete these guys. Why Hi, you're here. Yoji's here. Mr. Joshua is here. Sean Beavis Butthead. Crispy is here. Rob Schneider is not here. Kevin P is not here. Wilson Thai is not here. Oh, by the way, Yoji, I'm gonna. Can you DM me on Instagram? I have something to ask you. Ace is not here. Haza is not here. J Dang is not here. Bula in Senegal is not here. Sean, you missed it. I was hoping Bullock would win your Iron Man sketch, because then you'd be on the hook to ship it to him. And Crispy. I'll leave Crispy on here. Alright. And Crispy with a K, I will give you... Just everybody the same slice. Same size slice. Since I think, Yoji, I think you said you have number 1 already. I'll give the option, I'll send you 2 and 3. Since you won number 1. Mr. Joshua, I don't know why your slice was much bigger than everyone else's. Okay, here we go. Let's just spin the wheel here. Good luck, everyone. Oh, who's that? Who's the green guy? Beavis? Oh, Beavis won, sorry. All right. Beavis. By the way, when I watched the stream from Saturday, I noticed that when the wheel was spinning, it seemed like it stopped on one and then it all of a sudden it moved to another person. So was that what was happening live? Because I'm looking on here on the widget and on the OBS, it's actually spinning and then it ends. So I'm not like doing anything funny. Just want to make sure how it's coming along. I also noticed in the playback that my video is kind of starts and stops, so it skips. So oh, you guys don't see the complete spin. Maybe it's the frame rate or something with the video settings. Like last time I had changed the video settings because it was super choppy. I don't know. One of these days, hopefully we'll figure it out. So also, Sean and I were talking I think about like what would you guys like to see on stream? You know, is there anything that you guys enjoy in particular from other people's streams that maybe you'd like to see us maybe do our take on it? Or maybe something that no one has done before that you would like to see? I mean, we have a couple of ideas on our own already that we need to get this audio thing figured out, because that would help a lot. But I was thinking about like maybe going through, like one of the ideas is a portfolio review or drawing review. If you had a drawing you wanted me to, or Sean to, kind of go over, we can do that. Be able to. I have a different setup already. That's on my other iMac with the Cintiq, so I can draw over digitally a drawing. Sketch over it. Maybe see what different take I would have had on particular things. Storytelling. I'm thinking about coming up with some stories. You guys helping coming up with some stories, and then draw them. I mean, eventually we're going to run out of prank stories, and then we'd have to start new prank stories. But because of the coronavirus, can't really go anywhere. Then, every now and then you guys have a viewer's choice. What would you guys like? Yeah, how does the Jim Lee draw along work? I think I've caught it, but at the tail end of one. I guess I could have watched the stream again. But curious. I guess there is a Discord component to that, where people would upload their final drawings onto Discord. I mean, what are you guys doing during this stream? Are you working on other stuff? Are you playing games? Are you actually watching? I find that everyone's experience is different. Right. Shh. Your secret's safe with me. I don't know if it's safe with Sean. Sean's pretty good with keeping secrets. Domostatin. I actually watch a lot of poker sometimes on Twitch. And I hear from people that that's one of the things that's been extremely popular. Because you can kind of watch it, listen to it, and not have to always have your eyeballs on it. So something I can do while I'm working. I'm trying to figure this. What is this area here? His neck comes in. There's like a little shoulder, like a neck pad thing. I mean, I know I'm just making it up, but I need to know what I'm making up, so that it kind of makes sense. Otherwise, I'll cover it in shadow. There we go. There. It's all in shadow now. Voila, problem solved. If in doubt, cover it in shadow. Well, you still need to make sure that the form is there. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is the Netflix show, when the torsos bend, you can see like metal bending, and the mouths, when they move, like, it's actually like almost like skin. That part I might be able to buy, but the torsos bending, like Optimus Prime's grill, the the rib, the stomach muscle area, like when he's bending, it also bends. But I guess it's also, I mean, look, it's talking robots, or it's, metal beings. They can make up whatever they want, right? So maybe there is some kind of form of like malleable metal. But it's not the metal that we know. Right? Gotta take a leap of faith. I think in the series he had like these two big scratches across his chest, and that was really cool. I have a thing with battle damage. I really like battle damage stuff. I don't know why. Something psychological. Feels like they've gone through some immense difficulties, but are still alive and ticking. Some war wounds, some scars. And then at some point, maybe their equipment gets rebuilt and reflushed out. There's a leap of faith. So Megatron has the ability to change sizes. Well, he changes sizes of a gun. I think what another Decepticon uses him, right, or something. There was an episode where that happened. Was it where like Starscream used? He turns into a gun, or cannon, and then, you know, in the Netflix he's a tank. What else is there? What are the designs? Alright, Decepticon logo. Let's see here, Decepticon logo. I'll clean that up in a little bit. But let's see. Anything else? Should I add any watercolors to this? Might make it a little bit more. But yeah, if you watch that Netflix show, the amount of detail that goes into the texture mapping on the surfaces of these guys, amazing. Travis is Sean's favorite artist, I think. Right? Sean, have you ever met? I'm sure you've met Travis in person. Right. Where is Travis these days? Is he in Europe? I don't think I've ever met him. But he is one of the modern day masters. I think I've run out of things to say today. Is that possible? I don't think Sean's ever known a moment where I've run out of things to say. I mean, my head's thinking about a couple other things. So, kind of focus. Alright, I think we're nearing the end of the sketch. An hour and a half in. Can I get a confirmation on the Decepticon logo? Go. Let's look at this logo here. Got two of these things going on. Then another one in the middle. Okay. Actually a lot easier. I know every character I've drawn so far has been battle damaged. I mean, they all have gone through some kind of fight. I think one of the things I remember from, I guess you can call it childhood, was going back to Star Trek when, that Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan, that was like amazing because the Enterprise got blown up. That was like, I think, one of the first times that I remember seeing like our hero ships, because even in the old original TV series, like they would get damaged, and there was that one episode where there was the damaged starship. Was it Doomsday device that was, they rammed into the Doomsday machine, but it wasn't even like that heavily battle damaged. But yeah, there's just something about it. It's like, wow, that's really cool that the Enterprise actually got, kind of messed up. So it's always been a curiosity of mine. So going back to the Star Trek thing, when the Next Generation came out, I remember reading somewhere where they said because it was a TV show that they couldn't really show battle damage on the Enterprise all that much, because then the next episode was completely something different, and they didn't want to get into a particular corner, paint themselves into a corner where hey, the battle damage from episode 4, whatever. So they could do it in the movies, but not in the TV show. And I always felt like, why not? That would be so cool. And so I think they ended up doing that in Voyager at some point. But more so in Voyager, I think it was more about just showing like a time lapse, like this is the USS Voyager, 3 years later or something. And even then, I think it was like episodes that were alternate reality, time jumps. I don't know. And even I thought like Star Wars, like the Millennium Falcon was supposed to be a piece of junk, but it didn't look that beat up. I mean, it looked like all the other ships in the universe, except for the Imperial fleet. So I don't know. I guess it wasn't beat up enough for my taste. Favorite part of the drawing. Almost my signature erasing. And of course, when I was younger, if I'd be drawing this, I'd be making pew, 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 pew. Who didn't do that? Pew, 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 pew. All right. Go back in there, fix a couple lines. How are we looking here? All right. Yeah, the eraser stuff was something that you picked up just out of fooling around, and I thought, oh, I look kind of cool, especially given that now I have these different shaped erasers. It's much easier to get a particular line quality from it. All right. Watercolors? What? Yeah, I get some of my art supplies for free. Also got some clothing gear from Stadium Goods too. So want to give a shout out to my boy Greg at Stadium Goods. Some t-shirts, some shorts. Red eyes. That's what I was thinking. Mr. Joshua. Red eyes. Red eyes. Red eyes. Still some water left in this brush. Oh, we're going to finish this stream in record time. Let's do a roll call right now for the wheel. We got 2 giveaways. So, I mean, your chances are like 50% if you've hung around this long to winning something. Those are pretty good odds, man. 50%, because there's going to be 2 drawings given away today. Right? This, or maybe I should give this out next time. I'll just give one out. What do you think? Sean, should we give both drawings out, or do you want to wait to give yours out next time, or up to you, man? Or I can give this one out next time, or we give both away today. I mean, of the people that are remaining, I think everyone's won something, right? Except for Crispy. But Crispy in Melbourne is waiting for the Wonder Woman sketch. Look at that. Red. I feel like if I had some balls, I'd go in there with like a little blue-purple. Way, you haven't won anything? Okay. Okay, foreign winner has to pay postage. That's Crispy. So Crispy needs to win a whole bunch at one time. Crispy's in Melbourne. Mr. Joshua, you want me to write Luke on this sketch? Or you want me to just write Luke on a piece of paper? Oh, switch one of the other 2 drawings. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. Which one? Let me get this widget thing up going. Did we come up to a consensus on the which one did you win? It was the actually, there's another sketch I could give away too. The snake eyes. And the punchline. Oh, put his name on the wheel. Okay. All right. Mr. Joshua, put Luke. Easily done. It's a very easy request. Luke. All right, check that out. You guys see Luke? Should be saving. There it goes. Comes up. All right. Man, that's a really nice drawing. Inked. Woo! If Beavis or Butthead wins it, that's definitely going on eBay. I mean, they will gladly exchange that for some bird seeds, quality bird seeds. Mr. Joshua, oh, who won twice? Oh, right now I'm giving everybody one slice today. Oh, Luke? Okay, I'll give Luke his own slice. All right, Luke. Luke gets his own slice. All right. Anybody else? Sapphire? No, saffrons? Something? I gotta look it up. It's white, like a white seed. But actually, that's just their main go-to seed. Favorite seed is sunflower seeds. The black oil sunflower seeds. Okay, all right, take you off. All right. All right. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else? What type of seeds? You got 7 slices. Well, yeah, this one. So we're going to go. I think I'm going to try this new method here. Where I'm going to. Ooh, something just happened. What just happened? If you subscribe, you get double. Did somebody follow or subscribe? Followed, okay. If you subscribe, DJ Liver. Alright, DJ Liver. DJ Liver gets 1 slice. Oops. DJ came at the right time. DJ, do you remember what Sean's major in college was? And what he wanted to do with that? So check out the wheel. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Right now we're going to do I'm going to do Sean Chen piece last because that's an ink piece. That's a really nice piece. So right now we're going to do this Megatron giveaway. All right, anybody else? That's it. Pug suit. Yeah, that's an old video from Dutch Comic-Con last year. I just wanted to put something up just to see how it worked. Cobra Boss. You guys show up a little earlier, my man. We already got the... Let me change the color on this guy. You gotta... Alright, we can put it up for a vote if you guys want to vote on Cobra Boss. He's coming in last minute. Everybody else has been here. Next time though, man, I'm giving away stuff 1 hour stream and then at the end. So you get 2 chances, but thank you. Please follow. Also make sure my buddy Sean Chen here, co-host. Once we get this audio thing figured out, you can hear his voice. But give Sean a follow, Sean Chen Art on Instagram. Let's see here. All right, we ready to spin? We ready to spin? Thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Let's do this. Spin wheel. This for the Megatron piece. Ooh, someone purple. Butthead. Man, you guys, Butthead won this piece. That's the rules. Okay. Butthead won. Let's see. Beavis and Butthead, big winners today. Now we got the grand prize. Mr. Sean Chen with the Weapon X inked. How big is this, Sean? 9 by 12? 11 by 14? Don't tell me it's 11 by 17. Sean drew this specifically for the stream for you guys. One of these days we'll get him on camera. Get him a green shirt and a green screen. I'm thinking about animating this. His face. Making the mouth like just constantly. But that might be too annoying. Let's see. Bird pooped Lucky. Yeah, you know, bird pooped on my chest last night. Gave me a Cleveland steamer while I was sleeping downstairs in the living room. Okay, good luck, everyone. Anybody else? Forever hold your peace. I should. You ready? We ready to spin this? Make this bigger. That way. Okay. All right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. DJ. DJ. Wow, DJ shows up. Scoops this piece. DJ, you better give Sean a follow. These other guys on the stream are going to be extremely upset at you. Comes in, scoops, magoops. Yes. I better see you back on the stream next time, DJ. Don't be one of those one and done guys. Come in here, snatch an original piece of Sean Chen art, and then never to be heard again. Look at this beauty. And there's blood. Weapon X. This is what we were looking at earlier. Weapon X. Where's my Weapon X? Oh, you can't see it now because of his artwork, but Weapon X. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Our 10th, actually 11th, technically, stream. Hopefully by the 11th, 12th one, we'll get the audio stuff worked out. Maybe try to do another stream Wednesday or Thursday. Figure out the time. Stay safe. Thank you for all your support. And catch you next time. Make sure to check out this thank you page.